folks, welcome back for another episode of Our Journeys. We are kicking things off with IzKale82. IzKale82? Not entirely sure. First time, I believe, watching IzKale82 or IzKale, or I'm not entirely sure. But he's the mastermind. We're gonna call him Iz for now. And hopefully Iz, if you're watching, then you can definitely let me know how to pronounce a name or how you'd like to be known henceforth. Oh. All right, he got a little bit of exalt going. Says Captain Obvious, stating the obvious. Before we get too far, I do want to say, just a reminder, Tiago the Blacksmith, that many of you have seen his really cool videos, plays a lot of Control, a lot of Telvanni, and predominantly, but also, Jahai. Wow, okay, hang on. Well, okay, I'll jump into that. I just want to make sure I don't forget this because I've been trying to remember. So Tiago, he has his own channel. I am going to put a link in the description, so check that out. Again, high-level gameplay, plays some really cool combo decks in Telvanni, just a very high-level player. But also announcing, drumroll, Vincenzo, who I'm sure you've seen, or you may have seen, I played Divinity with as well. He has started up his channel. He's several videos in, so he's getting a nice catalog going. He has his own channel. Again, I will link it in the description below, so please check that as well. He's a frequenter of Legendary, so just keep in mind, if you're looking for some high-level gameplay and some great deck construction and some really good games, I highly recommend Vincenzo. He's a great player. You've seen some of his games on here as well. I've kind of scaled back on that a little because I don't want to, double dip on content, but highly recommend it. And I'm very excited for him starting because I figure the more gamers out there, the better. And so just remember Tiago and Vincenzo, and of course Aros NMPO on Twitch, also a regular. Now let me check on and see what comments we got from. And I'm doing this mostly because it's the first time, and this is actually helpful in terms of. Okay, let's see. So I stand corrected. I was way off, and I'm glad I asked. So Jahai, Jahi is how it's pronounced. So I'm not sure if that's how this is pronounced. The IzKale, but Jahai is the name that I'm rolling with. So Jahai, and he is. I don't know if I probably will cut out the back and forth on there just to try kind of keep the streamlined. He is right now. He's questing, so we'll essentially be coming. I wanted to finish the game because this is how we started the video. But you know what? Yeah. Started the video. We'll go ahead and roll with this. But he's questing right now. So and he's like, I'll play my main deck a little bit later on. So we'll probably circle back around and see what he's up to a little bit later on in this video. But I did want to go ahead and finish this game out. So the unique combination of cards you're seeing, you probably don't see assassins like this all the time. I'm guessing it is a. Well, this is an unsummon, so. What do you call it? Well, so I gotta believe either it's play cards with a summon effect, because right now all of these have summons.
I once knew a man serve the
possibly.
No, that's not good.
I highly doubtful keyword, although she does gain all keywords, so it could be a keyword deck. I don't know. It could be a lot of different things. Either way, he's questing, so it's going to be a motley assortment of cards that you probably would not usually see together. Which makes for an interesting deck. It's almost like an arena in terms of just going, whoa, what's going on here? What, a Forsworn guy? Well, what's Forsworn doing in a deck? You don't see him usually. I mean, if anything, it's going to be in a neutral deck. The only neutral cards you see outside of neutral decks are Factotum, Swimmers. People combine them with a lot of different stuff, so who knows. But hey, Redemption. I don't know. It's always confusing. I always feel like there's a vowel missing somewhere. But also playing a little bit of an uncommon combo here. Spellsword, first of all, just not a highly popular class at the moment. We're seeing Werewolf without it being. Oh, maybe it's a theme deck. Werewolves and Vampire. Let's see what else he plays. Nope. I'm pretty sure werewolves, vampires, and lizards is not a thing. I know it's an Argonian, but he looks like a lizard. Tad Cooper. Anybody who gets that reference, huzzah for Gallivant. we go. Lots of keywords.
No match.
Yeah, it's got to be keywords. Royal Sage, her, and that's a great little. That's a great little combo. I mean, for anybody who's tried to watch me play, well, granted, oh yeah, okay, yeah, he's not on the ladder. So like me, he plays casual when he's doing his questing, because it's just low risk. You know, it's like I'm going to try something goofy, little zany. But I gotta say, his deck is performing much better than mine. I literally just go keyword search, or search for whatever I need, summon, unsummon, draw, whatever, throw them together, and then try to put some somewhat feasible pieces on there just so that I can survive long enough to play as many of the cards as possible, and I call it good, because my goal is not necessarily to win, it's to get my quests done. But, oh God, I already forgot. Shoot, I'm so bad with names. Jahai. Jahai has built a deck that has pretty good synergy. May not be, a top tier deck. Then again, it might be. I don't know. But from the way he was talking, I think this is not necessarily what he would consider to be his high performing deck. And hey, it is great to see the attuned Dremora. Don't know her name because I never wanted to know. Is that her hair? That's a hood, right? Does she have the Palpatine thing going? It looks like she does. She looks like, because she's kind of got that crease in the center of her forehead. Yeah, she looks like she could be Palpatine's daughter. I know technically Rey is Palpatine's daughter, even though her last name is in the wacky Star Wars galaxy that exists now, that we are saddled with. Rey Palpatine is known as Rey Skywalker, but this looks like a legit daughter of Palpatine. Like, seriously. Minus the shoulder pad things, like even the whole getup, she looks like she belongs in the Death Star. Anywho, Bread the pack leader kind of burned through the turn. I didn't really notice because I was flapping my gums. And hey, I've actually had some people notice that I do a lot of talking in these videos. And that is true. I do a lot of talking, sometimes to my detriment if I'm playing, but you know what? I enjoy talking more than I enjoy winning, believe it or not. So, yeah. I enjoy relationships and conversations, typically more than winning. I've always been that way. I'm not a hyper-competitive person. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't enjoy losing, but if I had the choice of having a conversation and losing, or playing solo and winning, unless I'm trying to get a card back, or, some specific reward that requires me to win,
I long to feast.
Yeah, I choose a conversation and a loss. But at least a good game. Like, I want to feel that I'm in the mix, that's all. I just don't like feeling like I never had a chance. So I'm, okay, well, I was going to say territory. Oh, look at that, Nereid sisters? Is it Nereid? I think it's Nereid. Nereid? Nereid sisters? That sounds like it could work. I don't know. So many ways to pronounce things. I actually was meeting with a group of fellas and reading some Old Testament stuff, and I forgot just how crazy those names are as well. Could not pronounce half of them to save my life. I mean, there's obviously ones. David, that's not a hard name to say, but there's some wacky cities and wacky names. Wow. See, look at that. We have actually witnessed this card do something functional. Shrine Guardian, how many times? Like, I've seen it played as a guard, and it does the thing. I've never seen it actually shut down charge before. And it did it here today. You're welcome. We finally saw Shrine Guardian do something that actually impacted the game based on his ability, his special ability. Usually he just stands there and nobody cares because whatever they play, it doesn't have any impact. If Execute was a prophecy, maybe, because he could take a 4-cost, knock it down to nothing, and then hit you. If you hit him in the face with another card, he gives you a prophecy and you execute, but that's not a thing. So he's just very limited use. He's really only good against charge, I think. I haven't really thought about him too much. Can't say he's occupied my brain, but in any case, Jahai is in a good situation. Going to be bogging down just a little bit with all these guards being thrown all over the board, but he has got Bread. Just call him Bread for now. Bread down to 16 health, just under halfway. 3 runes to go.
The things I'll do to their corpses.
Okay, chooses not. I thought he would have traded with the 4/4. But as it stands now, with only 2 Magico left, geez, I gotta write this down. Keep, Jahai. Why can't I remember that? How do I can't write it down. I don't have any paper. Hopefully, I've got a friend coming over this weekend. We actually met via Discord, I think it was about a year ago, and just became really good friends. He's down south, and he's actually coming up to visit. Has a computer monitor, and we figured it would cost too much to ship, so he's actually going to drive up. Really nice of him to do. He's going to drive up overnight, because he works a late night job. He's going to drive overnight, like 8 or 9 hours. Okay. Crash here for a few minutes, for a few hours. Help me, give me the monitor. Help me get my stuff set up so that I can do a little bit more. I have a little more flexibility with audio tracks and trying to do streaming and incorporate that into what I'm doing here, and just kind of get me set up. And we're gonna hang out for a little bit, and then he's gonna drive back the next day. But I'm excited. The monitor's gonna have a better resolution, so the game should look a little better for you all. I didn't realize this. 'Cause this monitor is old as dirt. This was one of the first. I think this was the first monitor I had. I had this in Colorado, which was probably back 2014, 2015. So yeah, it's almost a decade old. Doesn't need. There's no way to wall mount it. It's just an old Samsung monitor. Good old faithful. I like it well enough. But I didn't realize until we were talking and we tried to play a different game that required me to look at the actual resolution. OBS actually upscales the video to 1920 by 1080, but the actual resolution is that step below, 720 by. It's not 720 by 480. I think it's. I don't know. But it's a step below. I think it's 12 something by 1080, or I don't remember what the measurements are. Not terribly important. And Bread, unfortunately, just really milking that timer. Not very sporting, I gotta say. No, yeah, he's just burning through it. The mastermind, though, has all the patience in the world. He knows what's going on. Hopefully the myriad sisters. Never mind. Didn't need them. I was going to say, if there was a prophecy, hopefully you got those, but good game. Okay, all right, we're good. This is an arena. You said you wanted more arena. Happily, Carbon 77, who I have not seen in forever. Running House Olalu is, in fact, playing arena versus arena. This is perfect. Thank you, Carbon 77, in advance. I mean, I always am appreciative of everybody playing, but I know I've heard from many different people at different times, hey, I'd like to see some arena. The ladder can get a little tedious sometimes, yeah, et cetera, and so on. And so I am just thrilled to see Carbon 77 back, and at the same time to see playing in arena. And what a motley assortment of cards we have, as you would expect from arena. He was able to get the Discerning Thief, which she's a highly valued card, even in constructed. So he's happy to have her there. She doesn't match up well against Piercing Twilight, which is another card that obviously you see in constructed quite a bit. So the opponent has a pretty good deal going on there. Guildsworn Wayfarer. I mean, he's not the worst 2-drop in the world. I'm guessing, is it just call it 4 Ida, or is it supposed to be Hida? Because it looks like an H. The Gladiator. I hate doing that. I really got to figure out what to do with pronouncing some of these names. I might, if I had more time or I had the inclination, and certainly I don't want to take anything away, because even though they are opponents of my friends, they are standing as adversaries to our opponents, our friends' objective. They could be well and good. In fact, I'm probably guessing, I wouldn't necessarily have recalled it, but there are probably several people who are now friends who at one point were on the other side of the board. And of course, anytime we see a friendly match or friends going, playing each other, it's, you're kind of pulling for both. All that to say, Hida, the Gladiator, could very well be a fine fellow. At this point, we are definitely pulling for Carbon 77 to take a win in Arena. I actually had a different point other than that, but I totally lost what it was, so I tried to play it off and pretend that that's the only point that I was trying to make. And then I realized that having that be the only point that I was trying to make is kind of anticlimactic and makes it look like I don't have a really good thought in my head, which sometimes is, in fact, true. But in this particular case, it was just an instance of me forgetting the awesome thing that I was going to regale you all with. So I do apologize for that. I know you're bummed out. Yeah, you're probably renting your clothes, not renting as in purchasing temporarily, as in tearing. It's an old word for tear. Just a weird word. It's like raising. They raised it to the ground. That sounds stupid, doesn't it? Raise it to the ground. Well, are we raising it or are we bringing it down? Like, what is it? But raising means to burn. For those who don't know. Oh, look. Oh, premium boggler train. Yes, Brave. He is adorable. And I think he's the cutest thing ever. And look at the little Highlander. He's so cute. He's so cute. I like when he makes the noise of... Definitely does not sound like some kind of prehistoric vacuum cleaner. Anywho, Hida is really putting on the pressure. At first it looked like Carbon 77 was on the offensive. And in fact he was, in a manner of speaking, but he has since come up against a bit of a wall here. And the only thing saving him right now is that Hida is running low on cards. And Carbon has Arrest, Rehad Battle Mage, and can play the both. Night of the Hour obviously is going to be able to get him some health back. Looks like he might be waiting on that just a little bit.
How can I serve? Into the fray.
But he certainly does not want to be taking a ton of damage. Okay, so that's how he got... Okay, so he did not have the Discerning Thief. Okay, goodness gracious. For those of you who were paying more attention than I was, you would say, how in the world did he have a Discerning Thief in his deck when he doesn't even run Intelligence? I mean, he has Intelligence. I mean, the color combination, of course. I'm not communicating clearly today. I blame this cough that I suddenly have. Yes, no, Discerning Thief, he yoinked it. He obviously had another Arrest, took it from Hida. That's why he has a Discerning Thief and why she shackled there. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I'm trying to be present. I feel like I'm present, and then I make stupid comments and I realize somehow I'm not as present as I thought I was. It's humbling, really. And it really is, there's an optical illusion here because I look at the board and think, okay, Carbon's not in a horrible place. He's got some creatures on the board. Just, I mean, obviously I know that they're shackled, but just visually you go, okay, it looks like everything matches up, and they're like, oh, he's got a 1/1, and that's it. So definitely a tough spot. And Hrothgar Forge, not what he wants to see. I mean, Moon Sugar Smuggler, as ridiculous as the name sounds, that actually... it was functional. It's actually going to help him out. But I mean, just even if he's just putting a card on the board every time, Carbon's going to need a really. I don't know what his late game looks like, what his card options are in the late game. If he has anything though, he's going to need to draw it. He's going to need a high roll from that Hrothgar Forge to turn this around. Maybe not. Maybe it's just done. 15.
You are not.
Yeah, it's over. Good game, Carbon 77. Good game. It wouldn't have drawn it. The last two cards weren't going to help him. This is somewhat familiar. Mephisto 333 we saw not too long ago. Actually, I think it was the last video, in fact. And I don't remember much about it. Obviously, he is an aggro deck, but Guitarist on base also... doing very well, Guitarist. I'll hook up with you just as soon as we're done here. I don't want people to miss a thing. Looks like things are pretty tense. You've put the pressure on. Got a very nice, snazzy. I love any card that has snow. Looks fantastic as a premium. Just with that little bit of snow, makes me think of Christmas. But that said, Mephisto is. I mean, yeah, that's what you see. These high-ranked players, they don't rest on their laurels. Now, granted, Crusader is typically an aggressive deck, so I think Mephisto wants to play aggressive anyway. It's not like he's a control deck and now he's trying to turn on the advantage. But like we've seen, K Fluffy stands out of my mind as one of the most just like turn on a dime and apply pressure. Guitarist looking pretty good with Nord Firebrand, Crusader's Assault. That's 3, Dagoth Dagger 4, 5. So he's going to be one off of lethal as it stands now. But if his Elit can... Ooh.
Let's do this.
Okay. Oh, is this if you died at the end of, if a creature dies this turn? Okay, yep. So that one Firebrain actually did the 2 points of damage that it needs. The problem is he no longer has anything on the board that can push that last bit of damage. That's the only downside. I'm wondering if he could have maybe done all of that and used the Crusader's Assault as a breakthrough so the creature would have died. Guitars. Honestly, what a top deck. GG. My goodness gracious. I was thinking the same thing though. Like, who runs Ambusher when you're not running a Prophecy heavy deck? But wow, got it in just in time as Mephisto was closing that gap pretty quick. Happily, I do have an embarrassment of riches right now. There's a lot of people playing, a lot of good folks playing. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. There's about 4 or 5, which is a lot. Usually I have 1 or 2 folks that are actively playing when I jump in, and sometimes that gets a little bigger or smaller.
Of course I'm on your side.
But Carbon 77, oh, Channeler, I forgive you because you're in Carbon's hand right now, but you know I loathe your very existence. Hey, I don't see any intelligent cards on this side of the board. Why is that? Oh, maybe because you didn't steal it. It's embarrassing. You know, when you see it, you just gotta laugh at yourself and move on. But Carbon 77 definitely on the aggression. Guess he's just playing Chanter for the body. Doesn't really need the health at this point, and probably doesn't want it. NCU kind of reminds me of Inu, but NCU, the Hungry, is obviously also playing an aggressive list, and this is in Constructed, or this is in Arena. Really, I mean, Mournhold Trader, obviously turn 5, he's much less effective and much less spectacular than he is coming down as on turn 1 with a ring 2 or even 3. At this point in the game, he's almost more of a liability. Because Carbon could trade with him, get himself a guard. That's a 6-point swing, taking 4 off the board. Although he would have to swing with his 4-1, but I mean the 4-1 loses to the 2-2, so I would not be surprised to see that trade here. But oh wait. Once again, probably has lethal with 4, 6, 10, 12. Does not have lethal at the moment. So but I mean, he could push that last bit. That's probably going to be more important. Oh, God! Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. All right, guys, I'm going to focus. I'm going to focus in. Good job, Copper 77. Just in time to see Bodybag Beezy, the King of Alliteration, the Gravedigger, with the Lich card back, getting a very nice Unstoppable Rage on his giant overdrugged. Possibly did not see that coming, may have seen it coming, couldn't get away from it, not entirely sure, but as it is a Redoran deck that he's up against, I'm guessing we're going to see the Channeler come down any minute now. Well, no, wait, Channeler can't come down until there's only... oh my gosh! Grizzly Gourmet and Quicksilver Crossbow. How do you get 3 Quicksilver Crossbows in your hand? What sorcery is this? But yeah, Channeler does not come down now. That would be too non-annoying. He'll have to come down when Overdrugged is at 9 health or less. That's my call. Sticking to it. All right. So body bags options. Obviously, he can throw down a Quicksilver Crossbow on the Morag Tong. Overdrugged has inadvertently placed quite a target down with his Wanderer guy, the Silent Pilgrim. Makes for a great target. As does the target, but the Pilgrim is going to eat it. And oh my gosh, that's the dream right there with this gal here, the Morag Tong Nightblade. That is a dream scenario. I've only seen Mad Oblivion, if any of you remember. I don't know. I'm guessing maybe he still streams on Twitch, but I don't think he streams Legends. Getting Unstoppable, a 0-cost Unstoppable Rage with her. That is the dream combo in Slay Hilarity. So, I mean, obviously he could afford to play Rage right now anyway. Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna, because the body bag kind of needs the cards more than he needs the. But he's gonna be able to. He's gonna be able to do some stuff. Let's see. What do we want to do here? I mean, he could Archer's Gambit and Rage, clear out that lane, and actually, oh, so maybe he's gonna wait. I would not be surprised if the clever, savvy body bag is going to wait to make that lane change. Hopefully, waiting for Overdrug to. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I guess that's the other half of that. He's Overdrug has plenty of cards and is probably going to be trying to push some damage himself. So taking 8 in the hopes that he could, lull Overdrugged into a great rage lane, especially when he doesn't have breakthrough. Alright, has lost the ability to draw off of his... Okay, she's a Morag Tong what? Morag Tong Nightblade. Ooh! 1 Javelin... Well, actually, no, it was an Edict, but either way. Gotta say, I really like the art on the original premium, the original Piercing Javelin. Like, as much as I kind of like seeing the Harpy or the... What is that? Is that the Piercing Twilight, in theory? The Piercing Twilight gets pierced. That is a pierced Twilight. Oh, somebody stop me. Seriously. As much as I don't mind seeing that because I find that card to be annoying. Or it's the Shrieking Harpy, and I just don't like shrieking things in general. Alright, she says, you may have taken my ability to draw, but I'm still a 4/5 body, and you are done. Zo. Shadowfen. Turd Muffin. Even though I like Shadowfen. I like the alternate art Shadowfen. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, just the original Piercing Javelin is such a cool card. I'm glad it's a common. You can craft a premium in it, and it looks spectacular. The effect looks nice. But it's just a cool thing. Like, got this guy in this cool armor, and he's got this, like, dynamic pose going. Anyway, it's something I enjoy. Ooh, my goodness gracious. Was that the Galeen target? Galeen? I think it was, and he's going to want that off the board ASAP. Oh, well, I mean, he can't Quicksilver it down. He'd have to Gambit and Rage it. Oh no, he could Gambit and Quicksilver. And that may be what he does here. Because I don't think he wants to take 10 to the face. I mean, that Ravenous Hunger pairs well with Unstoppable Rage, but again, it doesn't advance anything. And we are really at a very close game now, 18 to 19. I think Archer's Gambit and Quicksilver. There we go. Okay, yep. That's a close one. I mean, if he hadn't had either of those, he would have been in a very precarious place. Could have taken that 4 off the board, certainly, but taken 10, and who knows if Overdrug's got a Dawnbreaker in his hand, or, I mean, he may have been able to close it out. Curious if Bodybag runs any charge.
I will not save you.
Ooh, that's a rough one. Luckily for Bodybag, he is not a deck that is heavily reliant. Wow, Overdrug just cranking out the dragons left and right. And a dragon on dragon. I still find it funny when I put in, looking for the keywords if I want to build a dragon deck, that Black Dragon shows up even though she is definitely not a dragon. And there's actually an action that can work. It's an action, and it's actually going to allow Bodybag to trade in. Question. I mean, he's holding on to that rage, which I think is good, because there's probably going to be a time where Overdrug does go all in trying to close this thing out. They're tied 14-14. It's a close game. I'm really good at stating the obvious. I'm also really good at stating things that just happen. So watch out for that. But I called it! Haha! Big brain player right there. Nobody else would have called that other than me. That was a brilliant piece of work on my part. Oh! That's a heck of a swing. Now the question is... Okay, I was gonna say, does he... Oh, he could actually rage here. Oh, he could have raged, would have done 2, and then hit for 8, or hit for 6 for a total of 8, and still had a 6/6. So we might see it here. We might see the rage. I don't know. Let's see that again, because that would do 8, so he'd be 4 off. I'm trying to think if there's any other thing he could do. But I think that's going to be it. I think that's going to be it. And Elena to take out the dragon. I think that's going to be the play. Or is she going to try to take out the 4/4? No, take out Blood Dragon. No! I mean, maybe. We'll see if it works out. Excuse me.
You're so sweet. I could just eat.
Yeah, those are just dying in his hand. Poor Body Bag's had those in his hand since I think we came into the game and has not been able to play them. Overdrug just putting out high value creatures. But right now, the only one that's going to get this done is with that Tazcad. Luckily, he's got his Durzog, so unless it's a cast into time. Another one! My goodness gracious. But it's lethal on the board. Are we going to see Chandler come down? What in the world? Game! Alright, so we're going to see a rage from Elena. Almost certainly. Or Queen's Captain. Is this on destruction or draw a card? Draw 2 cards and then maybe rage. We'll see. Sorry, I tried to say goodbye to Jain before he left, but and now the rage. Nope, because it's not going to kill the dragon. It's only going to do 2.
Nalado will make them pay.
Let's see what he gets here. Oh, I thought maybe for a second, for some reason, I thought that was a. I can't remember the name of it. So is he going to rage on Elena then? Nope. And Fighters Guild? It doesn't matter. Blood Dragon ignores guards. But Overdrug would need 9 points of damage. And the biggest charge that he has is 6. If he's got an aspect of Ursine. The only other bummer would be is if he's got either Channeler or what's her face? The very non-seductive looking Seducer. 7/7, Body Bag doesn't have a way to address that immediately, and he can't do both. Meaning he can't kill it and still manage to do, at this point, 8 damage. Unless Overdrug doesn't kill the guard. Or the Queen's Captain. Aha! He admits it! Misplay! Well, again, I don't know for... Okay, I'm actually getting tired of those. I like the dragons well enough. I like dragon decks. But Skyborn Dragon, I have just had my quota. How many do we have in the graveyard now? Like 25,000? Skyborn to 5. We've seen 5 of those gosh darn things. And Overdrugged has just enough to stay alive. I feel like, well, Bodybag's used 3 of his crossbows, at least 1 of his Archer's Gambit. Okay, only 1 Gambit. Oh, could the Mortong Aspirant be the one to bring it home? We will see. I'm trying to think of his ways he can do one point of damage. And, yeah, an Archer's Gambit. He's got 2 of those. He's burned through his crossbows. The Douche! The Douche could be it. That'd be awesome to see the Douche come down. Get that 1 point. We'll see. He's got options. The problem is he's not sitting on 30 health. Overdrugged is closing that gap quickly, so he's going to need to find those answers. Fortunately, he's only dealing with a 1/1 on the board at the moment, and not really too terrified. Very dashy looking fellow. Nice pointy beard. Although he is a doomed adventurer, so that's not great. I don't know. I think he'll do alright. I think he's going to survive. Ooh. Oh, he's lucky. Well, who knows if Overdrugged has yet another Skyborn Dragon, but if he did... Oh, is he going to do it? No, yeah, he's going to bring another one back, isn't he? Okay, no, he's going to bring back the other. Oh, that's... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Okay. The aspirant is going to get bitten by the dragon. Good play there by Body Bag. My impulse is to protect that because I don't want him hitting with 7, but this is the only play that really gives Body Bag a chance to end it next turn. My way is just a stopgap, and of course we know the Hive Defender dies. Nogleave is still alive. I was gonna say, as long as he can't bring something back, if he can bring anything back.
What a pity.
Yeah, I think Body Bag is as bummed as I am. What is he going to bring back? Does he have a drain? Skyborn Dragon. No! No, I forbid it, Overdrug. I forbid it. No more stupid. 6 friggin' Skyborn Dragons. The only saving grace here is that it's going to die. The graveyard is littered with Skyborn Dragons. And now Body Bag doesn't have a body. Ironically enough, does not have a body for a ping effect. Yeah, we're just really hoping for the douche. The douche or an Archer's Gambit. Unless he has a charge. Have we seen any charge? I mean, other than Tazcad. And unlike his opponent, he can't bring back cards that he's already played. I don't wonder why we don't see more of that, like Tazcad with Endurance. Oh, no, man. Not like this. Okay, at least it's not a charge. And it's not a Skyward Dragon or Skyborn Dragon. Stupid thing.
I know you're out.
He's not going to break that rune. He's going to try to do it this turn. Does. Dang it. Sorry, Body Bag. Man, what a way to go out. I mean, it was a good game. It was really well played. Who knows it? Oh, and he just drew. Yeah, his deck let him down in the last few turns.
This episode is sponsored by Witch of the Moon, a creation from the mind of Yum Yum 36. She is a 6-cost mage, well, 6 cost in mage coloring, 6/3 expertise ward. So another expertise card from Yum Yum. I am a big fan of these. The last one he did was the wand, or yeah, I think it's the wand, the little sticky thing that essentially was a 1/1, a +1/+1, 6 cost, expertise, deal 2 damage. As I said, I believe it was deal 2 damage to anything. So I thought it was great, but at 6, thought it was a little expensive. Witch of the Moon, not quite so bad. Well, I mean, still a 6 cost. Would definitely probably be more of a late game, which does make the 3 a little bit of a liability because she's going to be up against bigger creatures, and at 6 cost, it may be harder to trigger that ward, so she may be naked when she comes down. But overall, I think that very well could be. And keep in mind, he's got this as a common, or a rare, and that's something we have to think about, or I have to think about when evaluating the card as is. You know, if this was a unique legendary, or even a legendary, or even an epic, let me just name all the different stuff that's higher than this. Any one of those, you say, okay, you're supposed to get more value out of those than you would expect. I think, as a rare, and perhaps that should have been applied to the wand as well, I think that's an important element. I think the level of the item or the level of the creature is important in it. And you go, okay, it's not. I think I'm thinking of everything as a legendary. Like, oh, it's got to have this great value. It's got to be, it's got to be right there. I think for a rare, getting 6 power for 6 is great. It gives you a little bit of a frail body, but your upside, if you're able to trigger off the expertise, you get the ward, which in theory keeps her alive for a lot longer. Not gonna lie, a little creepy there with the whole thing. I think she kind of looks Forswornish. Like she's an, I don't know, is Forsworn? Are they Nords that went Forsworn? Or are Forsworn is its own tribe kind of thing? Like they're not Nords at all. I could see it being, well, they were Nords and they had a falling out, they became rebels, and so now they're known as a Forsworn, or they forswore something, so they become the Forsworn. I don't know the lore. I'm a little fuzzy on that myself. But regardless of whatever, I do think her at least her garb is reminiscent of Forswornish type things. But it does say that she is a Nord, which is cool. But the card art in general is pretty nice. I think it does fit in actually right off the jump. James James Hayball's art fits right in with kind of Legends. I could see this being put in there right away. And as I said, I think reframing it in the context of a rare, it's probably a fair card to add into the mix. And again, big fan of expertise. I like the idea of fleshing it out more and not without breaking it. That's the great thing with Yum Yum, Vincenzo. Even if they are somewhat understated, they're guaranteed to add to the game without breaking it. It may not be a card that everybody wants to play, but I think as a rare 6/3, not too bad. I don't know that I would necessarily change anything in that as it is now. I think it actually might be pretty balanced at that. As what it is, for what it is. It's a card that some people are going to want to play. But I will say, really, like I said, I can't remember her name now. There's the 5/1, I think for 5 with the ward. Now granted, Witch of the Moon does survive Sorcerer's Negation. She does survive Fireball, or Firebolt. So she's got a little more durability than the one I was just mentioning. But, you know, when they don't have a lot of health, if they're higher cost, they don't have a lot of health, like Sai-Sahan is going to get played because pretty much once he hits the board, anything that's already on the board isn't going to be able to hurt him, even though he's only got 3 health. It works for her if you can play her with like a zero cost, zero cost action or item. Or if you play her with 7 magic, obviously anything over 6 magic, you're going to get some good value because she's going to come down. She'll get a ward at the end of the turn. Gives her a little more durability. And the cool thing is that can be refreshed every time you trigger the expertise. So your opponent really has to focus her down. I think it could be an effective card. I think some folks could make good use of her. I think she would be something that people would be willing to try out. I would, for sure. Well, I don't know. She's really staring at me like, I don't know which way I go. She's staring at me. She's kind of creepy.
Go away now, you creepy witch of the moon person. I'm supposed to be
Anyway, I don't need to go off on that. Thank you so much for taking a gander. Yum Yum, thank you very much for your creation. I think it's great. Look forward to more of your things. I'm pretty sure we've got some more in the queue, or more down the list, along with some of the other familiar creators that we've seen. I would like to, in the future, be able to get like some graphics so that we can show the name, just to give you a visual. Yum Yum 36, Vincenzo, all the folks that create cool cards. But right now, that's a time constraint that I cannot afford, but we'll see in the future. Anyway, back to the games.
And welcoming back to Legends, Sea City Toker. He took on another moniker at one point, changed things up a little bit. Oh, are we seeing a Burn Assassin? Is that what we're up against here? I believe it is. Hey, and I like Hamlorn Hero as much as the next guy. He was definitely a great card in my earlier Battle Mage deck, particularly when I was just trying to put something together. He closed out a lot of games for me.
Protect the Ashtar.
But yeah, no, Sea City Toker, like I said, took on another moniker, and it was like, dang, I really missed my name. And gladly nobody else took it. I don't know that anybody would have. Maybe if there were a ton of people still playing, like tens of thousands, somebody might have picked it up. But I'm happy he got it back. He's back in the saddle, has his name again, his good name, and we get to see. I never noticed it before, but now I don't know if it was always like that. I'll have to ask him. I didn't know if it was. It looks like a 0, right? Sea City T0 KER. I mean, obviously you know it's Toker, but I don't know if it was always that, or if, because that's definitely a 0. I don't know if it was always like that, or if he had to do that because he couldn't get like Sea City Toker with the O back. I'm thinking it was always a 0, but I'm not sure.
They will never know.
In any case, also playing Halalu. Slay Halalu, as we are seeing there. Lots of slaying going on, lots of slay creatures. Not enough to close it out on this turn, but he's in really good shape against Khonshu, the Dragonborn. Both of them in the top 450 of Legendary. As we are, yeah, we're last few days here of the season. All right, so this is not a Burn Assassin, necessarily. But good game, Sea City. Good to see you back. Alrighty, grabbing one more Sea City. I mean, I gotta be honest, I'm partial to Slay Halalu. I've always enjoyed it. I've never had a good game with it myself. Look at that piercing javelin. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. It's, unfortunately, I mean, it's hard to see it. The only benefit there was it was against a warded creature. And that's why I think piercing javelins, even if the creature is small, piercing javelins shine just because it's, you can't really kill it any other way easily. That's kind of a one and done. The javelin ignores it. All right, so Umbra 7, also in the top 500. Sea City now in the top 400.
Just a little
after that win. Oh, hey now. I'd never heard that voice line before. That's a little creepy. Just a little closer. Take off my mask and show you how ugly I can be. Oh, maybe Aladdin. What did he say? Maybe you'd like to see how snake-like I can be. And his Jafar turns into a snake. Nice little bit of morphing back in the day. Interesting. Well, not interesting. It's cool that they did that. They'd use a little bit of CG back in Aladdin with the Cave of Wonders and the carpet, but they didn't overdo it. Like they actually hand drew Jafar and that transformation. That would have been very easy. Oh, Umbra. We might be friends one day, but I don't like Naryu getting silenced.
Have at you.
Have at you? Really? He says have at you? Oh, why is this card more popular? And why aren't there any items? Like, he is exclusively good for item decks. Why is he not? Why am I not seeing any items? Have at you. I guess there's the danger that says have at you as well. Oh man, and if something doesn't change, poor Naryu is going to be felled by a pointy wall of spikes. Nope. Battlefield Scrounger is going to take the hit. Produce a U shield. Which Naryu will then use to take out... have at you! Oh gosh. She's still an assassin. She's still lethal. She's just not... I was like, well, there's the item.
I keep a spare blade in my boot.
There's another one. Okay, so they were someone on command. I can never forgive you, Umbra, for silencing Naryu, though. It's so hard to get her to show up, especially in a 3-color deck. She needs to be given proper respect. But I understand your quandary. She's very dangerous if you leave her alive, or if you're alive with her effect. There are a lot of ways for that to go crazy. It's cool. We see Duke Venom Dren. Nice use of the fork. City making a meal out of it. And Umbra running short on cards. C-City with health gain back on the board. Umbra with a dagger and 2 unknowns. What do we got here?
Nothing gets
Okay. I mean, great for an item deck. He's got all the cards for an item build. But boy, it's going to be a little too slow. Not going to be enough. We might see a concession here in the next turn or two. I don't really see a way
Cut them down.
that he see. I don't know how. I don't think he could see a path forward.
If I fall,
So he's going to slowly start gaining health, turning that
They
corner.
will never know I was there.
The Black Hand sees all.
No, it doesn't. It's a hand. It can't see anything. Ah, stop it, Ungulum. You lying sack of poo. The Black Hand sees nothing. It can grab things. The Black Hand grabs all. Okay, that doesn't sound good either. The Black Hand... I don't know what the Black Hand does without a black arm, but it doesn't see anything. Actually, was Roll to One. That's the D&D group I play with on Mondays. He actually had a group called... Oh, what was it? The Blind Eye. It's a mercenary group called the Blind Eye, and I didn't think about it until afterward because obviously these are the creations. Like the DM came up with that name, and I wasn't thinking about it, so I was ragging on it. Somebody was like, in game we're having this discussion, and I'm like, I would never join up with a group with a name as dumb as that. Like, what, a blind eye? It has one function and it can't even do that. What good is a blind eye? Like, that's ridiculous. And what's the logo for it? Like, just nothing because it can't. Like, I don't know. And I mean, it was in good fun, and I wasn't certainly like picking on it, but I didn't think about it until after the DM was like. It's like I cried, like I died inside just a little bit. I mean, he was messing around too, but you don't think about that. But like I said, I wasn't in a meta way saying this was a dumb name. But that was how my character chose to justify the fact that he wasn't, because people are questioning his allegiance, and so I had to come up with a reason why I was not going to align with that particular group, and I'd actually come up with that before. And there's the concession from Umbra. C-City able to close it out. Well done, sir. Joining Carbon77 again. Right now, the only one mixing it up arena. So I'm trying to, touch base with some other players as well. But because I know people have been asking for it, and Carbon77 said himself, he's like, I like to play the arena, just kind of to mix it up from the normal grind of the ladder. And I was like, hey, that's great because that's exactly what other people like to see as well. Dune Ripper, not something you necessarily want to see anytime ever, but certainly not in arena. And Carbon, kind of by default now, is on the back foot, is going to be playing on some defense. Don't know, it might be too early for the mute. For me, it's not, just because, especially, that's my drain, that's my way to get back in the game. And Darkshade, I mean, you're taking a gamble, because in arena, in Constructed, you can almost bet that Dune Ripper is going to be able to change lanes at least once on this turn. The guy's got 5 cards. You only need 2 in your hand to have 3 cards that give you movement when it's in Constructed. But Carbon really gambling that he doesn't have that. Okay. Although, just because he can't kill, I mean, he is really, really in a tough spot. But is able to make good use of that silence now. Okay, yeah, I misspoke. Carbon, you're fine. Tough spot as in the aggression was pretty swift. I'm surprised he didn't trade there. Not saying that's the right call. He's probably going to throw a guard down in that lane. No, Guild's more Cavalier. What do I know? Now, okay, so now that's going to force a trade with his Wisp. Because Darkshade, as the aggressor, can't let that much drain stay on the board, so yeah, he's going to take that off.
Entertain me.
Okay. Are you part of the Black Hand as well? With your eyeballs and whatnots? Did confirm from C-City, you can never get your exact name back. So let that be a PSA for anyone. Do not change your name unless you are for sure know you're never going to want it back. So C-City did, in fact, have to replace his O with a 0. It's not the end of the world. It's not quite as the same as the original, but we get it. It's about the same. But yeah, you cannot get your exact name back, ever. So for me, I'd have to add another A. Instead of being A, Schwaaard, triple A, Ard, I would have to be Schwaaard, quadruple A, RD. And that's just ridiculous. That's too many A's. 3 A's is perfect. It's just enough to be, it's just short of obnoxious, but just a little bit more than normal. Like, there are plenty of words where you have 2 vowels. Well, I shouldn't say plenty. There's plenty of words with 2 vowels next to each other, but 3, that's an anomaly, but just enough. We see Giggles on the board for Cobburn getting back to the game, which is why you all are here. And oh, it is so good to see the Cavalier sticking. Usually, whenever I play, even against the AI always has a way to remove her and the 2/3 that summons the Atronach. Always. They never stick for more than 1 turn, unless I have completely burned the AI out of cards. They have nothing. Okay, so Darkshade, I'm guessing, has got Red Year? Or Darkshade is saying, I'm going to rope you. Either way, not great for Carbon 77. One means he's going to win, the other one means... Come on, Darkshade. Don't be that kind of shade. Don't be that kind of dark. Don't be that kind of 92. Come on. Paradise is chosen. I know you've got the Oblivion card back. What are you, an invade player masquerading as an actual player? I mean, come on. Really, dude? Really? Boo! Boo! All right. I'm not going to waste all your time. We're going to go ahead and skip to, in the video, I'm going to make a note of this. I don't have a pen. I can't make a note. I will remember this. We're going to skip to the end so you don't have to sit through this turd muffin wasting Carbon 77's time. And Carbon, having mustered enough force to just about kill his opponent off in 1 turn, does swipe. Gets Darkshade 92, henceforth referred to as Turd Muffin 92, down to 2 points of health, and hopefully the timer will kick in really quick and either make the concession or... Good game, Carbon 77. Oh yeah, there we go. Good, thank you, timer. Good game, good game. Expertise in Empire. Did you think you'd see it? Thank you, Giggles. Thank you, Cavalier. All right, A. Ross NPO. Reminder, I think I said at the beginning, but does have a Twitch channel. Plays often, plays well. Does some coaching, gives advice. Great fella. Did a spotlight with him. You can check that out. That's it's been a while now, but a good about 2-hour session. We got to hear his philosophy on deck building and things. But he is playing. You know, we did see. Now I don't think this looks like just straight up kind of your Dagoth mid-range, aggro mid-range. There's Dune Ripper. I mean, those cards always look better when they're in your friend's hands. I'm not gonna lie. I understand it's a little bit hypocritical. Interesting Cosmic Funk Juice. I guess he had to do that. I mean, it's a tough call. He chose to, take forward damage off the board, or get a guard down. So he essentially he's staving off, but it's not even killing the corner club. So he's really it was a stall. It's like, okay, I'm gonna take 4 damage off the board, get a guard down there. It's gonna save me my face for. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize we're only on turn 4. Yeah, okay, so Cosmic Funk Juice is in a bit of a pickle. I didn't realize we were that early in the game. Just, I look at a lot of things. I'm kind of getting a gauge for it. I don't necessarily take it all in before I start talking. So that was one thing I didn't look at, did not realize. Mournhold Trader, as I said, coming down that early is a big deal. Corner Club, also a big deal. So Cosmic Funk Juice already, though, down to 18 health, couldn't really afford to take another 8 to the face. So did the play that made sense. Unfortunately, though, it just gave Aros a lot more options moving forward.
The Nords must take.
Hey, Ross, don't look at me, I'm hideous. What movie is that from? Oh, don't look at me, I'm hideous. I don't remember.
We must remain steadfast.
He's kidding, though. Carbon 77 after that game where Dark Shadow or Dark Shade 92 roped him. He said, some people don't know how to lose. It's like, agreed, even though they're really good at it. Little smack talk. I wouldn't say that directly to somebody as a smack talk, but I think as a third party. Because, for those of you who haven't seen, I'm really good at losing too. But I'm more likely to just concede, or not more likely, I will concede. If I'm tilted, if I'm not having a good time or whatever, I will just concede. I will give you the win as soon as I've decided I can't get it, or that I just don't care enough to keep playing to get it. Alrighty, so Kitty will make the trade, and Brave pointed it out last game, or when she during the commentary. The Discerning Thief is really great because she does give you that pilfer bonus where you can kind of cycle through cards, but because of that, she is a very quick target. People really don't expect you to attack with her. They expect that you're gonna.
We must protect the Night Mother.
That you're gonna pilfer with her, not necessarily make trades. All right, so good card, and Aros, in his own words, this is the best card in the game. Garnag, Dark Adherent. I don't know if he would stand by that now. I don't think anything has changed. I just don't know if he's seen another card, but I believe he said that was his vote for MVP of the game just because of how dramatically he can change the landscape. Unfortunately, up until turn 7, or turn 8, I guess,
strength.
his effect is negligible. But he does come with a 4/5 body with Breakthrough, and I think that's one of the reasons why Aros also likes him, because even though his effect doesn't kick in until turn 7, really, he's a heck of a value to have earlier on as well. So the Dagoth Oathman, I just realized it, not with the Dagoth Oathman, but with the other card that was in the other game. It's not an elephant snout, it's a tentacle. I think it's actually a tentacle coming out of his head. Like, it's the Dagoth guy with the berserk, the ash creature, and it's like a tentacle, or what is that guy? In Skyrim, he's like, "Whoa, I see you are having a good time. Well, I'm going to stand here and block your way. Do you want to be my friend?" Whoever that guy is. All right, Lollygang Sweet Roll. Happy to see him mixing it up with Sorcerer. Not classic Sorcerer, not by any stretch. He's got the Grim Champion. I've only ever seen the AI play it, and maybe once before. But as you can see, it's going to be doing good work for him here, barring a removal. Well, let me stop stating the obvious. Obviously, if he has a silencer removal, this guy's dead. And Maximus Prima, this color combo runs plenty of those. Doesn't look like he has it, and he is just feeding. Okay, not a bad target. Oh, and Lollygagging is running. Of course, you guys see it before I do. I'm just going to pretend that I saw it, and I just chose not to make a comment about it, but he is running Singleton. Ooh, I think we're going to see the negation come down. In addition to the Orb of Vermina. Yoink. He's going to yoink first. Solitaire, nice card to have. He leaves the bat alive. Which is a... Ooh. And... Oh, wow. Wow, what a great combo from Maximus Prima. But in his defense, that is... Well, no, never mind. He's not a guard. I was going to say that's why the negation is a great thing to have. So we might just see a ring out the Siege of Stros Mackay. I mean, Rage, that's a great pull. You can get rid of the 12-4 just like that and still attack base, but I think you might want to hang on to that for something a little bit later. But we'll see. I could see a reason to play it now. Wait.
Hiding will not save.
Wait, did I? Whoa! Ooh! Goodness gracious, Lollygagging. Great pulls for both. Oh my gosh! And there it goes. Didn't even have to worry about it. I was like, ooh, I mean, that's a great guard, great card to have. He's a nice, powerful body, but he's going to die to the aspect of Racine. Oh no, he's got a ward. Oh, he's great. Oh, he got lightning bolts to get rid of him. That's even better. So Lollygagging just getting a nice assembly of that. Sorcerer's Negation going to come in really handy here.
The waters.
Is that going to be enough? Staff of Ice. It does 2 damage to... It just says deal. I think so. I think he's got it. Boom. So he takes out that guy. Yep. Goes up to an 8. Sorcerer's Negation.
That was my mistake.
I think you're all right. Right? Sorcerer's Negation? No. Oh.
That was my mistake.
Yeah, he raged on the wrong one. Okay, so Lollygagging, the road to victory is not always evenly paved. Oh, negation. Goodbye, Guardian. Goodbye. Goodbye. I mean, it's a great combo in conjunction with this. Yeah. Boink. Guardian's like, wait, what? What happened? What happened? I don't know. Okay, and this is going to be the last game of the episode. Todd Bringer versus Tusk Shadows. These fellas, I know, are mixing it up right now in the Discord, as I mentioned before. Unfortunately, I was unable to do what I wanted to do, or what I was planning to do, which was to join them in that on the weekend. Like I said, I mean, usually my goal is to, on the weekends, on a Saturday or something, probably Sunday, most likely because Vincenzo and I every other weekend are playing Divinity on Saturdays for a good chunk of the day. But to make the announcement, hey, I'm going to get on, or just see who's on. Like, I'm not expecting people to be like, oh my gosh, Jesse's going to be on. Let's go check it out. But it's more like, hey, I'm going to be playing games. If you want to get in on it, you know, I'll be on in the next couple hours. Wasn't able to do that last weekend. I won't be able to do it this weekend. I'm going to be out of commission this weekend. As I said, that friend's coming down. This whole system's going to be shut down. Everything's going to be gutted, and I'll be back ready to go on Monday. So I won't be able to do that this time as well. So we got Nahagli versus Nahagli. But yeah, these two, they mix it up in Discord all the time. It's great to see a friendly between these two fellas here. Kind of a mirror match. Well, I can't actually say that. I mean, obviously we're seeing a bit of a mirror match in terms of the cards being played. But my goodness gracious, advantage Tusk Shadows. That Belligerent Giant's going to do all right. Oh no, is that it? No, it's not the end. It's not the end. Close though. Tusk really close to closing it. Does he have another one? Did he use a ring charge? I was gonna say I mean, the gavel still wouldn't have done it. He would have had 2 extra damage. But so Belly G is gonna punt Nahagli back. I believe that's gonna be the play. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else he could do. With that, he's gonna have 3 magical left over. Ebon Thread Cloak on the Cradle Crush. Let's see. Does he have an answer for it? Tusk has Gatekeeper. So nothing that would counteract the Belly G as it comes down, or as it stands down. So Belly G comes down, punts it back. So he's got Tusk down to 16, and he can throw. He said he could throw an Ebon Thread on him right now just to avoid an action being used. So a Squish the Wimpy, for example, and he does use that. Orcish Warhammer, so that's 10, 13. He's not going to be able to finish it off with what he has. Warrior's Fury. So Nahagli is going to come down super huge again. The Gavel is super huge. Yeah. Oh, wow. Great. That I think that pretty much saved Todd, because he was not going to be able to finish it off. He needs to get this off the board. I think he knows that. Even not knowing that he's got a beefed up gavel. Oh no. Does he think? Oh no, okay, is he gonna? What is a 9/9 gonna pull? What I mean, he can pull a lot of stuff. Oh, is he Nahagli maybe? Oh, but he can't. Oh, I think he just saw. That's not. He wanted to put. I think he wanted to put a guard down. And I mean, no, Grummite. He can't play it. Cradle Crush isn't going to do it. He's dead. He's dead. Oh man. I think. I don't think he meant to do that. I think that was a bit of a misplay. Let's see. What else could he pull? He could pull. No, he could. Oh, but he can't do the bell. I think he was thinking maybe the belligerent giant, and he was going to punt Martin Septim, and but he can't do it because Belly G is going to come down in this lane. So they're probably. I would jump into it now, but I would have had to do something with the recording beforehand to enable the Discord to come in. Hopefully that won't be the case when I get the sound set up done this weekend. But I wouldn't be surprised if right now he's saying, "Oh man, I did not think that one through quite all the way." Like I said, belligerent giant will come down in the wrong lane and can't punt it because it's not in the lane. The only thing, a belligerent giant can ignore the lane when it comes to which side the support is on, because I think that's more or less irrelevant. Okay, Midnight Burial. What could he possibly pull back that he can play? Okay. Oh wait, but he can't summon it. So he puts it. Oh no, he's got Soul Tear, yeah. And he's gonna Soul Tear back the guy, the guard does. All right, so he's gonna need a silence or a breakthrough.
We'll see how they like.
And right now, Tusk does not have either one. So I was premature. I was dumb. Y'all probably saw that, and it looks like Todd has earned a stay of execution with a good heads up play. It took him a second, less time than it took me. I thought he was done for. I didn't even think about. I don't know how I missed that. Midnight Burial and Soul Tear. He had him in hand. How did I not see that? But of course, we know he's got the belligerent giant. So yeah. Well, I'm guessing, and maybe it wasn't. I'm guessing it was a misplay. Oh! If it's a charge, it is not a charge. It's Garin, and it is not gonna. What else does he have? Does he have a? I mean, nothing. It's good game for both. Like I said, a little bit of what I'm guessing was a bit of a slip up on Todd's for Todd, but. He was able to scrounge and pull another option out and is going to triumph in this quasi-mirror matchy looking thing between him and Tusk. Good game to you both.
Rise, my servant.
Again, friendly game. This is not BMing. I'm not. Maybe Tusk has a combo that he's trying to pull off. And Todd's giving him a chance to do it.
Identify yourself. I live to serve.
I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Or maybe he wants to win in a certain way. I'm not sure. Or maybe he didn't. Maybe. I mean, I guess it could be possible he forgot about the Belly G in his hand.
Fear death. I stand behind my work.
I'm sure he'll remember it now, and he can definitely hit with his Necromancer. You might throw the Orcish Warhammer on there to get it with the breakthrough. That'll get the job done as well. Chooses to break a rune instead. Toddbringer playing fast and loose, but is able to close it out. Good game, fellas. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Hermamore, that's what I was thinking of. That's the, oh, well. What are you doing here now? That's Hermamore, that's the guy. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everyone who played. Hopefully I will get my head on straight in the future. But thank you again for watching, for sticking with it. Hopefully you enjoyed the games. And until next time, keep playing.